Hello, governors. What? Welcome to We Are Live. Hey. What the hell? It goes Travis. It's the spirit of Travis Durrell, owning from the great beyond. Welcome to We Are Live. Fair or foul, Gardner killing me in my sleep.
There.
Grow up.
Hey, everybody. It's Chris M. and Travis Durrell.
Don't flip your screens. I'm on the other side today.
We're being called out for an after 8 start time by a listener. Everyone is here early. Travis has nice shoes on. It's Lou Ferrigno Day.
That's a thing?
You wouldn't like him when he's hangry. The Millennial Hulk. Right after this.
Stole my T-shirt idea, you son of a bitch. Just stole it right on the damn air. Ain't that some? Oh, I ain't saying no more ideas.
Why are you sitting over there? We got Michael Palachuk at 8:30, Lou Ferrigno at 9:30. It's going to be a hell of a day today. Very excited to be here, everybody. Welcome to We Are Live. Trav, how are you, man? Why are you sitting over there? You just setting the stage for Michael Palachuk because he's been on Colbert and Conan and all those great shows?
I don't.
He's slumming it here.
I don't know Mr. Palachuk, but I am looking forward.
I think I've said his name 70 times in the last 18 hours.
I don't know. I don't think just because you say someone's names multiple times doesn't mean you automatically know who the hell they are.
Do you think that means that I'm as funny as he is?
I don't think you're as funny as your mom. I don't. You
My
have a
mom's
ways to go.
hilarious.
She is hilarious.
Poor example.
Yeah, she is. She's like the Missouri's Roseanne.
Well, I don't know if that was a compliment. Okay. Haven't you said how much you hate Roseanne?
I've never said I
how
hate
disgusting
Roseanne.
you think she is.
Never said that in my entire life. I have no beef against Roseanne. None whatsoever.
Okay.
No.
Chris M. and Travis Rowe, we've got a great show today lined up. We'll do your fair or foul. We've got lots to get to, but let's say hello to the great Chris Gardner.
There we go. Hey, buddy. There he is. Well, look. See, now I'm behind you today, so I can scratch your hair. Right?
No one can see your hand, Travis.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I almost got you.
Nope.
Almost got you.
Nope.
Okay, try it.
Still not working.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You going to do that thing where you...
No, you ain't going to do that thing. This is the favorite part of the show. There we go. It's about to get lit.
I won't do that.
Thank you.
Do
Remember when I almost killed the best story of all time?
Do it.
Yesterday?
Was that yesterday?
You know who wouldn't have had a good morning if you did that?
Oh.
My walnut.
Yeah! Woo, woo.
Who's your favorite walnut? Do you have one? Should we have Walnut of the Week? You want me to get that sponsored?
Now we do. There it is. The walnut of the week.
You gonna vote for Cankles, Travis?
I ain't never vote for
I'm a
this
big fan of
whack ass.
Cankles.
No, I ain't no fan
God,
of
they're
this
great.
ass.
The people that listen to this show and come to our events regularly, probably the best people on the planet. They know me. They say hello. Offer to buy me a drink I'm not going to let them get.
Oh, hey, Chris.
Offer me a seat that I'm not going to take. And then they leave me alone when I go stand by myself for an hour.
Oh, hey, Chris. I've been working on 5 minutes. That's my Kankles impersonation. I've been working on my
You're
5
going to insult a listener and
I've been
one of our biggest supporters.
I've been working on my 5 minutes for 2 years now. So if you get a chance, I would love to be able to go up on stage.
They call this Jonin in the hood.
Oh, my goodness. Look at me. I heard about this joke on Rogan, so I think I'm going to use it.
Yo ass whack.
Are you gonna you Rogan next week? Like we had
Oh,
discussed
this is happening. Travis has talked a little too much about a hero, a pillar of the
That's
podcast
fine.
community.
That's gonna be your hero all
Without
year long.
knowing anything.
I ain't nothing to know.
So we've assigned Travis
I
next
ain't
week
Nothing to know.
I ain't nothing to know.
a black
nothing to
guest
know.
on
Ain't
Joe
nothing to
Rogan.
know.
Donnell Rawlings. I gave Travis the choice of Donnell Rawlings, who's been on this show. You know him from the Chappelle Show, or Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. And I look forward to seeing Travis converted.
I would not doubt that, and I will listen to it as a part of the Traview. I would not doubt that those interviews are phenomenal and insightful.
Okay, if you're going to do this, I'll assign the 5-hour Alex Jones podcast.
But that's where I like,
and you'll come out going, ooh, Rogan's got it together.
Here's the interesting thing about this show is that
There's nothing interesting
We
about this show.
don't have a lot of lines in the sand. We don't. We talk about any and everything. I would
It's
probably say
it's actually best when you go off the rails.
I think 90. We talk about 98 to 99% of things that go on in the world. The one time I draw the line in the sand, I draw it at person who makes fun of families of dead children, and now that's a shocker. Oh, Travis, what are you doing? What? That's not how comedy works, man.
Hey,
I draw the line in the sand. I'm sorry.
Travis,
when you
Travis,
promote
run over to camera 3.
an individual,
Travis.
no, in fact, let's go. Let's actually go to camera. Let's go to Chris's camera. I'll just squeeze in on his. Go to Chris's camera.
No, that's not going to work.
No, try it. I think it'd be funny.
Camera, Demon Rat. Alex Jones sucks.
All right, that was a Cameron Denman rant.
There we go.
I'm not looking too bad. Lighting different or something?
Let's compare each other's skin.
Who looks 35? Who looks 70? If you're listening at home, I'm sorry for the horrible podcast.
All right, Travis.
I told Travis yesterday.
Hey,
I go, hey. I go, hey, Lou Ferrigno and Michael Palachuk are coming tomorrow. Why don't you wear something that looks kind of cool for some photos? And he shows up with a damn brand new button-down white fly shirt. He's got his new watch on. He's letting the pipe shine. He's cleaned up that bald ass head of his. His beard's lined up. And, Gardner, shiny new
Yes,
dress shoes.
I already asked about those.
New dress shoes?
I was gonna put them up on the table, but I'm not gonna lie. I will shred every fiber of my hamstring if I attempt to do that. Just know they're not
I feel you there. I can't even make fun of you there. I'm like, no, I feel you, dude.
I remember once I tore both hamstrings one summer, and like the backs of my legs were
I'm sorry,
purple.
what? Like actually tore them?
How did that happen?
Because the backs of my legs were like purple for like 2 months.
Why? Why did that happen?
Playing slow pitch recreational league softball, the lowest form of sport. That's why I don't want to often mention it because it's embarrassing.
Good. I'm glad you have shame in that. You should.
I do have shame in
Good.
that.
I once contracted.
Is it a virus?
What?
No, it was bacteria. Remember when my leg turned into gangrene?
Hey,
Remember
I
that?
wasn't around
From
for that.
softball.
I
No,
don't
you
know.
were too.
Oh,
We
yeah,
played
you did.
softball.
Yeah, something like about the gravel at the softball field got
I
inside your
grinded,
skin.
I grinded a bunch of gravel into my leg and got
On purpose?
cellulitis.
Yeah, 'cause
No,
somebody was
no, I
trying-
made a diving catch because I was a star left fielder.
He missed it too.
Remember when I threw that dude out from the fence at home to you? Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, cannon, baby.
I mean, it was a slow,
Great moments in
It was an
softball.
old white man. He was 62. That don't count.
Threw him out from the fence though, to home
Yeah, it
on
bounced.
on a frozen rope.
It bounced.
No,
You
no.
ain't throwing a frozen
no.
rope a day in your
I've
life.
done these things with you.
Chris just be lying. And then he want me to co-sign his lie. I'll hype you up. I gas you up because you're my homie, but I ain't gonna sit up here and lie to the people. I ain't never lied on this show. If there's one thing I've been consistent on in regards to this show is
You're
that
not consistent on shit.
I don't lie to the people though, Chris. I don't lie to the people. Can I get another Chris shot?
Yeah,
Can I get a
hold on
Chris
here.
shot so I can let people know I don't?
Our boy,
I don't lie to the people. Thank you.
our boy McElrath chiming in. Let's crop that shot so Travis can stroke his hair.
Hey, that's gross.
So generally with you, there's 7 other motives involved whenever anything has happened. What's going on? You've showered.
There is
I
no-
smell a hint of cool water.
I can't
There
afford
are.
that. Not on this salary.
This is a handsome Travis that I'm not used to. What's going
Ain't
on?
nothing going on, man. Y'all act like okay. So some days I'll come in and I have pajamas on. Oh, is everything okay? You're living out of a trailer park again? What's going on with that, buddy? Travis puts on the button. Oh my goodness, the president coming in today. Is there anything I can wear where you folks ain't judging me every 5 seconds? Huh? Now I know how Kim Kardashian feels. Let me just live my life.
We really missed.
It
a
wasn't
day
just
here.
that, though. You showed up at 6:45 and scared the hell out of me.
Are you serious? He did?
Yes.
Impolite Company was recording then. with
Yes.
Chris Sear, local comedian and provocateur, Chris Sear.
You walked in at 6:45. I was getting ready to say hello to Chris.
Oh yeah.
And then it's you.
I purposely took longer to get here because you were recording Impolite Company, and I thought, you know what? Why do I come in and check my email?
Why
that's
you
not
why
being.
you why you gonna lie to the people like that? Tell the people
You got here at 6:45 today?
I got here at 6:45 for
Oh my God.
for non-We Are Live business. But the fact of the matter
He had a meeting with the Kreisberg Arts Foundation that he's not telling
I'm
us
gonna put
about.
on a
Yes.
one-man play coming this later in the month.
Yeah.
No,
How
Chris.
was the meeting with Mr. Blunt?
No comment.
Senator Blunt. Senator Blunt, right?
No comment.
Senator Roy Blunt?
Nope, not going to speak to that. But Chris had some fisticuffs last night, and that's why he is strolling in late today. I wasn't late today.
Fisticuffs.
What did you do?
You know what that?
If I
Yeah.
was involved in fisticuffs, I would have a broken orbital and missing teeth. I could not defend myself. I'm too fat. I'm too slow. I've got one decent punch in me, and most people aren't going to fall for it.
But you're down 8 belt loops.
4, but who's counting?
Depends on which belt he's wearing.
No, that
Travis.
is very
Good point.
true.
Is it the new old belt, or is it the?
Sure, my blood pressure's still up. Sure, I still have a large sugar
Oh my
content.
God. What do you
But
guys
I
think?
am down 2 belt loops.
What do you guys think of this? And I'm not advocating that you
Here we
just,
go.
you just
Yeah,
pound this in.
he's about to put in a new diet.
What do you
Everybody
guys
should be
think?
on.
What do you think of this?
I don't know.
When I go home at night, I just sit there and I slow cook pork belly, raw red meat, and cauliflower rice, and it's the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Cauliflower rice?
Oh yeah.
I haven't tried that.
Well, you eat anything that's in front of your face.
Yeah, I'd probably
so.
try it. I'm just saying I haven't tried it. And
You
I
just
haven't
load it
tried
up with cheese and butter. And
what's the new thing with like the pasta too? Is it zucchini pasta? Is that what?
are you
people doing?
70? Yeah. Yes. Zoodles.
Zoodles. That's it. I've seen
Hey,
a billboard.
What race made up zoodle? I mean,
I think it's very
kinda,
clear.
yeah.
It is Indians.
Oh. Well, actually,
Curveball.
probably.
Curveball. Didn't see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but did you go out last night, Chris?
No, I didn't.
Gardner hit it with a mm-hmm.
You're mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
don't
just
go
did
out.
it though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But why do I need to hit it if you're doing it?
Just do it. Just hit it with the mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really make sense
Not
if
the
you're
same
saying
difference.
it.
No, it's
My
okay.
girlfriend's sister had a baby. Congratulations, Kelly.
Mm-hmm. It ain't mine. Let's put that out there. It ain't my baby.
Hey, in regards to softball in Columbia, Missouri, Columbia Parks and Recreation elected to use cat litter and bits of broken glass for their infields.
Yeah, that
It's from the
happened.
Black Sheep. That's a fact. Check the Columbia government website.
It doesn't seem right.
It doesn't, and I feel like that's
Well,
a
I mean,
law.
it might have happened, but it doesn't seem like that's the right way to go
I
about
feel
it.
like this is a looming lawsuit, and you should probably say allegedly, or I apologize.
I did get cellulitis and my leg turned green. Remember green leg?
Yeah, but I don't know if the
Remember green
I
light?
think you
It
just
was
didn't
horrible.
take care of it, Chris.
No,
I think
did.
I don't think you took care. Like you are the kind of guy that's like, I'll just go shower.
I did.
I'll
It
just
was
go
horrible.
shower. It should be
It
good.
was
I'll just
horrible.
shower.
I was like, oh, this hot water will fix
Chris
it. And then my
didn't do it-
leg swelled up
right,
7
exactly.
times the
Chris
size.
didn't take care of it. He
horrible.
No, he was just like,
Oh, don't
man,
worry about this impacted dirt and gravel in my leg.
I'll just rinse it out. I'll be good. Just put a little Axe body lotion on it, and I'll be good to
It
go.
was, yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay,
I was like,
cool.
Old Spice will fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Give me a
just
Tylenol.
walking around, ain't wrapped.
Who's
Well,
got
Old Spice
covered.
because it's got alcohol in it.
And it's gonna scab quicker if I just let the air get to it.
Who's got some Old Crow whiskey?
Didn't put no ointment on it. Didn't put any rubbing alcohol on it.
And then
But
you
just
have
walking
to do,
around, just getting out of the shower, just rinsed it with some dirty bath soap.
I
and then
don't
it's
know
like-
if that's possible.
And he was just like, "Oh, I'm good." I'm fine."
Today we'll do Devil's Advocate. Who's in our Devil's Advocate today, Gardner?
Chris, you will be defending Stephen A. Smith,
Oh. No.
who reportedly is going to be the highest paid talent in ESPN history, somewhere between $8 and $10 million. Last I saw.
Is it
Worth
that he's so good,
every
or that he's
penny.
the best cog in a crappy machine?
I think based on the value in that particular
hot take
time
culture.
slot- no, it's not even in hot take culture, but as far as what he provides, as far as value in that very coveted hour for ESPN,
Do you
can
enjoy him?
absolutely understand. I like Stephen A. Like, I don't agree. Like half the time, I don't even agree
But how
with
can you
Stephen
even
A.
agree whenever most of what he says has to be character based? Like,
So is
like
Joe
he- no-
Rogan. Joe Rogan, so character based is silly. Stephen A. Smith at least has sources and facts.
I don't think he does.
Generally.
We should have made Travis defend Joe Rogan.
Yeah, it probably would have been hard for me to do. No, I think Stephen A.
going
Smith.
on Alex Jones Infowars.
But Stephen A.
With sunglasses, a hat, and a hoodie.
But I mean, it makes sense. Like you look at a guy like Skip Bayless. He's bringing in at Fox close to $8-9 million.
Okay,
over at
don't.
Fox.
When you're making a point for someone, don't invoke the good name of Skip Bayless.
I don't. Here's the thing. While I understand.
Hey, we're doing it right now. We're arguing. We're doing their thing.
Oh, we are.
Embrace
That's
debate.
interesting.
You're
We
doing
are.
the embrace debate.
I think yes, the hot take culture.
Which
has.
radio consultants will tell you is a must, and I would laugh at, and they'd not like.
Real quick, I just have to point this out in the Facebook comments. Triangle Assassin. Denman calls Gardner 70 for talking about zucchini noodles, then immediately knows the proper name, and after talking about cauliflower rice.
Exactly.
I don't really have to say anything. I just let you guys talk.
But if you see the ratings for First Take for ESPN, you understand why he's paid close to $10 million a year.
I don't hate him as a human. I don't buy into that.
He's good.
I don't buy into that. I don't fit into
Style?
that style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't.
Like I bet Dr. Phil, who was on Rogan, is a great guy, and he seems normal outside of his. Listen, you can't keep eating, okay? Like I bet if we were hanging out here, he'd be fun to talk to. I don't. That his thing isn't for me. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, not for me. I don't care what LeBron did last night.
That's fine, but a lot of people do.
Yes,
A
you're
lot
right.
of
You're
people
damn
tune
right.
in,
You're damn right.
And ESPN has used him in every platform. And yeah, there are moments. Look, when you're doing that much television, he's going to say and do stupid things. So I acknowledge that, yeah, it's fair game when you go on Twitter and you go after Stephen A. At the same time, the guy is good. He's articulate. He's entertaining. He's passionate and
Filled with
And black.
misinformation.
But I'm
though.
saying, but
Yeah, what's up with the no sources thing with him?
Well, it's
He's
not
got
even
every
sources,
source
it's he just
available.
gets rosters wrong.
Yeah, but like I said,
Is that
that's-
his shtick
But
now?
I'm saying is that those things are bound to happen when you're on TV almost 8 hours a day.
I'm sorry. Are you covering for somebody here?
I'm not covering for anybody. I'm just saying in general, like,
okay,
what's the
hold on.
likelihood?
ESPN, ABC, Disney,
House
House of Mouse,
Oh boy,
Travis Terrell. I see what's going on.
And Travis, today you will be an advocate for anti-white filmmaker Jordan Peele.
Anti-white. Yeah, that was a little rough.
Jordan Peele.
I've seen that movie.
We have.
Okay.
For almost 50 years.
Okay.
And you guys put out shit all the time and then turn around and go, why can't Hollywood do something original? And then a guy does something original with an entirely black cast. All of a sudden, white guys, I want some attention because I haven't been in a movie in 20 minutes.
He needs to learn how to
Yeah,
do
break.
it. You
Did you
make
lo-
you
oh.
make
Literally just watch
Did
the
you
make-
do that just to look at your new watch?
Yeah, he did.
Kinda did.
You make 30 movies with black leads, and then you allude to it, but you never just outright say it. Get with the times, Peely.
But
You
other,
make others.
But other directors have
You
said
make
something.
others make it an issue.
Woody Allen even acknowledged. He's even said himself.
I'm sorry.
like-
Wait. Who?
Yeah, Woody Allen.
You're
Hollywood
gonna
director. I'm
sorry?
saying, but there have been directors who
You're
have
gonna
come out.
you're
and
gonna
said,
lean on Woody
I'm not
Allen?
leaning on Woody Allen, but there are a lot of people in Hollywood who continue to work with Woody Allen. So don't act like he's a pariah because there are a lot of A-list actors that are more than happy to line up for a Woody Allen film. So let's
Still?
pump the brakes. Still. So let's hold on
I will
there.
say he made one of the more sensual scenes that I've seen,
Oh boy.
and that was in Match Point
Oh Jesus.
with Scarlett Johansson
I have not seen that.
when she's
Was this
Okay, wait, time
pre-reduction?
out. Hold on, man.
she's
Was
yes.
this pre-reduction?
Hold on now.
She's
Hold on now. Don't give up-
seducing
Don't give too much away.
remember the gentleman
Okay,
Jonathan
why
Jonathan
did she
Rhys
do that?
Myers.
Because I love me some ScarJo.
She's trying to
did love
seduce
her.
him at like lunch where she's drinking wine and kind of swirling it while smoking a cigarette.
All right,
And I
Gardner.
was-
I
Ooh,
see the root
my.
of this. Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to defending Jordan Peele because I understood where he was coming from. Like, I literally just watched a trailer to a movie and that I'm going to go see and I'm happy to go see that had 3 male leads, white male leads.
As it should.
See, there we go.
Would you recast? I'm trying to think of like the broiest. Old school. Old school is hilarious, amazing. One black dude I could think of in it that was kind of
We
there
should-
for like hokey comedic effect.
The next recasting call, we should recast Us or Get Out with only like.
Oh yeah. yes.
What have I created? What have I created? No, that's fine. I'm looking forward to the.
You know what? Like
because
the
I
whole-
like both of these guys. so it's
Because
gonna
you
be
wouldn't.
interesting.
I wanted you to defend Alex Jones,
And I was like, I will not defend people who attack families of dead children murdered in schools.
Rogan would have been a good one too.
Draw the
here.
line in the sand there. And Rogan probably would have been good too. I don't have a problem maybe defending some
Tony
of these.
Hinchcliffe's coming in tomorrow. You want to take up your issues with Rogan with him?
I can.
They're like best buddies.
Yeah, I can. And I've said my piece about Rogan. I think
I've
get what
done
he is.
zero research, watched zero of his shows, and made an opinion.
You act like I have to watch a Rogan podcast in order to understand Joe Rogan and his decision to go on a guy's show who attacked parents of dead children.
Yeah.
What research? Tell me what book, what website I need to go to do in-depth research about an individual going on a show about a host who prominently went after the family of dead children. Tell me what book I should read, and I'll read it. Tell me what website I should
Where
go
the
to,
wild things
and I'll
are?
go to it.
Could you please, if you're going to do this,
Do
get
my
into
rant?
Chris's
Okay, here we
shot,
go.
please?
Okay. Oh boy, I think I just dislocated something. Hope that's not important.
Yeah, it probably is. It's all right. All right, here we go.
Joe Rogan should know better.
Hey, slip in there one more time. Come on, get in there.
Lean.
This is gonna be in my new profile picture. This is amazing.
All right, now yell something.
You know better, Joe Rogan. You should know better.
For these atrocities, I'm going to write a letter to Snuffleupagus and really make your life hell in May.
Corolla would never go on Alex Jones.
I think he probably would.
Ooh, look how I do. Did you see that Euro step? Corolla
Did you
and
hear
Marin ain't going on Alex Jones.
Did you hear my? Oh, Marin wouldn't for sure.
Yeah.
Did you hear my stomach drop out? You go, you said who?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is how you know. This is like whenever
Mike August would never book
This is whenever.
Alex Jones.
This is what happens whenever the knight has the sword and then he goes, "I'm going to kill one of your 3 kids unless you tell me which one's your favorite." And you point it at the one that the mom doesn't really like that much, and they're like, "It's fine." And then you get to the one they really love, and they go and swallow their throat. When you brought up Rogan, I was like, "Whatever, say whatever you
What
want,
does
bro.
happen
Say whatever
then?
you
What
want,
does
bro."
happen
and then
when-
you said Kroll, and I was like, "Stop it."
What happens though when streams cross? When Rogan does something that Corolla wouldn't do, or Corolla does something that Marin wouldn't do?
No.
What happens when that
See,
triumphant?
You're operating in your weird, messed up world of zero research, lots of accusations.
There is no accusation.
Here's
asking.
where you should operate. You should hear anyone and everyone out.
No,
Yes,
that's
you
not
should.
true.
Yes, you
That is
should.
not true.
As you
so
should.
you need to.
Obama heard out the acorn plant.
That's your problem. Y'all think everyone deserves a platform. I don't even know.
It's
if I
not a
des- I
platform.
don't
You
even
want to
know.
hear somebody out.
What am I going to hear out? What can you say? You're telling me you're willing to sit down. No, I'm curious. Hold
he
on.
was accused of sucking ding dongs, and he cleared it
So
up
you are
on
more-
this show.
I think the reason, if Alex Jones,
So you're mad
Alex
at,
Jones
at a
says this-
guy who's had a great comedy career,
I never sucked any ding dongs.
who's
No,
given a
I
platform
think
to
Joe-
non-binary,
I think Joe Rogan,
all races,
it's-
everything.
I think Joe Rogan.
If you listen to it, you'd understand.
He gave a. I don't understand. Here's my thing. So you're okay with someone using the We Are Live platform to promote a conspiracy theory about children not actually dying in one of the most horrific mass shootings in the history of this country. You're okay to
he
hold on,
explained
no. Answer this question. Would
Well,
you
you
be
haven't
okay?
ever listened to it,
Would you
so.
be okay with Alex Jones coming on this show attempting to explain why he decided to attack the families
Yes.
of the? You would be okay with. That would be the day that you can remove my name from this show and you can call this We Are Live with Chris.
Everyone-
Never in my life would I ever give a platform
You mean
to someone that disgusting.
comedy and MMA cast?
That is, I can't believe you would justify that.
I,
Why
No,
does
no,
that
no.
person
I
deserve
think
a platform?
I would
They
be,
don't deserve a platform. They deserve an opportunity to talk. And then
I don't know
I'll
that
poke
they do.
holes.
I don't know if they do either.
And then I'd poke holes in it all day long if that's the style of show we did.
I would be
if
with
we're
you, Chuck.
if we're
Thank you.
legitimately saying Alex Jones, Julie Lally, who's bringing in Lou Ferrigno to text me, and she's like, Alex Jones is available. No, we're not going to have him on the show because we're not the type of show where I'm going to go head to head with him.
We shouldn't just be those type of show. We should be the type of people. That's what I'm trying to illustrate.
But
That we should be
don't
the
you
type
wanna
of
hear-
people
don't
that-
you wanna
No,
hear-
I don't. You. The
if the guy,
conversation stops.
if he's saying that things have been taken out of context, I think that's why
Chris,
it's
we ain't been
important.
taken out of context.
I
We
don't-
Dude,
here's-
dictators have went on 60 Minutes.
Chris,
Shut up! Like,
come
stop
on,
it!
come
stop
on,
it!
man.
You
That's fine.
You need to
That's
hear.
fine.
You need to learn, and you need perspective, and then you need to call people out for their BS.
I need to learn about. Chris.
I don't know that. I'll just say I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that you don't.
Would you take the same stand against Barbara Walters talking to a dictator from a foreign country who's rightfully a horrible person?
I would trust her more than us.
At a foreign country.
That's my point, I guess,
Because she's a
we're
skilled
not
journalist?
We're not a show where we back people into a corner and do that. But yeah, I would absolutely take the opportunity if we're the type of show where I can learn and prove someone wrong. Then yeah, all day.
But
man.
what am I heard? You keep saying things like learn and understand. What is there to learn and understand about saying verbatim that those people who lost children in a mass shooting didn't really happen?
The thing with
like that
Alex
to me,
Jones,
what am I learning from that conversation? How are we becoming?
Expose him.
Chris,
Make him look stupid.
But
Chris,
the
that's
thing
like somebody
is-
saying, "Hey man, Barack Obama is a woman." Or to get on, like, you're saying things that we know is without a doubt not true. Why would you give a platform when you know someone is willfully lying? And not only lying,
prove
but
him wrong
hurting
and make him
other-
look stupid.
Well,
But it's not only lying, but you're not only lying, but you're hurting people with that lie. People who have gone
horrible.
through real trauma. So why a guy who's now profiting off the trauma of those people? So why would I give a platform to people who have literally caused misery in the lives of people who are going through the most traumatic experience in their entire life?
It's basically
By the way,
it's two different.
appreciate your mindset. It's a very noble mindset.
It's two different philosophies in trying to
Get to the same.
Yeah, you're trying to come to the same like different religions have the same conclusion, right? Everyone wants to get to Valhalla. Everyone wants to get to heaven. The route is different. You're looking to get the same conclusion, each of you, is for what I'm gathering.
True.
You're choosing different routes. One way is Travis is saying, try to ignore them. Try to just not give them anything.
Because it elevates them.
Chris
It elevates
But
them.
it doesn't.
That's why
But
it
it
does.
doesn't.
It absolutely
No,
does.
no,
You're
it's
treating
just
them
Because
like normal.
if
They're
you're
not normal
R. Kelly,
people.
if you're R. Kelly and you get interviewed and made to look a fool, it actually downgrades you 70 points.
Points? Man, I'm talking about life here, man. I'm talking about points.
The problem.
Imaginable
Tell me,
points.
Gail, you don't think it was important for Gail to make him look like a damn fool in front of all of us if, in fact,
Chris,
he is guilty?
I did not need
I
Gail
thought-
King to
I
let
thought
me know
it-
how much of a fool
Yes, you
R.
did
Kelly.
because you've never been there when any of this has happened. You've never seen this happen. I think it's important, in my opinion, to do that.
I
Whenever
understand
Michael
why people
Palachek's ass walks in here, I'm going to grill him. I'm going to make it weird. I'm going to talk about those accusations from state of Washington that he was dealing with. I'm going to make it real weird.
I just think when you do that, you elevate them to normal.
No, you don't. You make him look like a damn fool
here's-
in front of a big audience.
If you can share
So you
something-
think it should just be guilty? You don't get to talk about it.
I think there are lines, and I think that you can be a provocateur, but when you go to the point where you're willfully lying and causing trauma to people who have actually experienced real trauma,
Sure.
I don't think you should be able to use your massive platform to give them a mic. That's not.
I think it depends on the case.
But you're
I think in
Here-
this particular
here-
case with Jones,
right.
I think this,
And this
we
is
know
what
for a fact, and he's even illustrated in court documents that he's.
I would lean with Travis in this particular case, but there might be an instance, it'll be a different person that I would side with Chris. It depends on the person. Like Chris said, call him out, make him look like a fool.
Sure.
Gail King did that with R. Kelly. right?
Robert.
But we hadn't really heard from him before about it. We've heard from Alex Jones. We don't necessarily need to talk to him to make him look like a fool. He already does that on his
There you
own.
go.
So you can simply point it out
Right.
without him. You don't
Exactly.
necessarily need him.
Exactly.
But with R. Kelly, it made more sense possibly. So maybe the thing is here, it just depends on the particular case and which.
Nope,
the
everything's
best
black
route.
and white. There's no gray
Look,
ever.
I'll tell
There's
you this.
nothing.
I'll go on
Everybody's
record, and I don't
racist.
thi- I don't-
Everybody's a sexist.
I don't think
That's
I'm
it.
going out on the limb and saying this. If
What
Alex
limb?
Jones
You
shows
said no
up,
limb. You said
I
no
would
limb.
slap the shit out of Alex Jones.
What if
What
he-
he
what if he-
did,
what if he
what he
beat
did
your-
isn't
what
a
if he-
provocateur. A comedian doesn't do that.
What if
Even
Alex
a-
Jones
even a
beat you up
cop-
on camera?
even-
What would you do? What would you do?
even-
What if Alex Jones whooped your ass on camera?
Oh man, did I move? I have to go to Wakanda, right? I have to hopefully go to Wakanda. I
Would
can't-
you train?
rip
Would
his
you
shirt
train?
off.
Would you train and come back like Black Panther
Look,
did
and look.
after he took Yale?
I've lived an urban life long enough to at least not allow a guy like Alex Jones to whip mine. Now, somebody else.
He's got no neck. I don't think you can choke him out.
Now there, look.
What do I do?
Lou Ferrigno coming in here later. He can whoop my ass. Gardner, Chris, y'all can whoop my ass.
You know I can't.
Alex
No.
Jones ain't whooping my ass. Just know that. Like he will have to kill me. That's the only way he wins. Ain't no way he get in 2 shots.
You
I
want
get
your
knocked out, and I get back up, and he still. No.
What if you get knocked out in one punch though? You're just
I'm gonna
out.
get back up, and I'm gonna
And then
hunt
we're
down Alex
videotaping.
Jones.
Everyone's laughing at
I'm
you.
fighting Alex Jones
But you
until I
can't-
win.
But he leaves. He's
Nah,
gone.
I'm stalking him then.
No. Oh,
no.
okay.
I ain't leaving
then
this
who's
earth
worse?
until I get the W. I'm getting that win. Damn it. No, I'd have lived in St.
In your
Louis.
nice shoes and shirt.
No, I grew up in the city.
Oh, you
I
didn't
grew
do
up in
shit.
I was in them streets, and so I ain't letting no Alex Jones whip my ass. You imagine? I could not go anywhere in this. Anywhere. You know how many cool black events I'm gonna have to miss out on?
Yeah.
If I lose to Alex Jones in a fight.
Teresa in the comments says Rogan can call the fight. Let me tell you
That
about.
would be funny.
Let's get our guest in, and I'll tell you about Gateway Powder Coating. They're the #1 resource for powder coating in the Midwest. Cannot say enough good things about them. That's Gateway Powder Coating. GatewayPowderCoat.com is where you check them out. They've got all kinds of capabilities. It's almost summer, Travis. You got cookouts in Forest Park to get to.
There are plenty of
Forest
cookouts
Park.
in
You
Forest
need to
Park
take your
to
grills
get
to
to.
Gateway Powder Coating. Get them touched up. Make it look nice. If you got furniture, wheels, anything metal, if it needs powder coated, hit up Gateway Powder Coating. Guys, it's We Are Live. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, Chris Gardner's here, and we're joined by the great Michael Palachuk. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm great.
What a weird time to walk into the show.
We apologize, but we don't
I thought I was on Man Cow.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
second.
We don't have specific segments dedicated to Alex Jones. It just happened that way.
It does happen. Michael is going to jump on our show at Southtown Pub tonight.
Yes, he is.
He's downgrading from his usual spots like Colbert, Conan,
Well.
to stop in here. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
What's the trip for St. Louis all about, man? What's
Well,
going on?
I became a dad recently.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
man.
you,
Yeah.
thank you. And he's gonna be about 4 months old soon, and my significant other is from St. Charles, Missouri.
Really?
Oh, that's very
Nice.
cool.
Nice. I am sorry. I'm kidding. I just like
Check
to give
our
St. Charles
downloads.
people.
It's so funny. We have more listeners in Los Angeles than we do in St. Charles. Just so you know.
Yeah.
That's what's going on
That's
with
I'll
that.
advertise my LA shows.
Perfect.
Has perspectives on life in general has changed now that you're a father?
I just have different priorities. I think I worry about like different things less and different things more.
Do you worry about InfoWars hosts going on podcasts and providing platforms? Does that bother you on a daily basis?
No, I'm not as familiar with those things. I'm like, is this diaper really going to hold up for until Sam gets home? Or do I have to change it now? That's my priority.
Oh, that's so great. Well, I know you've been here for like a week or so.
Yeah.
Our friend Rafe put us in touch with
Yeah.
you. You're jumping on our show tonight. You got a show coming up at Helium,
Yeah,
too.
I'm at Helium on Sunday.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
awesome. That was
Yeah.
just kind of, hey, I'm in town. What do you got?
Yeah, I met the owner in Montreal, and he's been trying to get me in, and I was like, I'm in town, and he's like,
Yeah.
set it up.
Those comedy things are so funny whenever you get a bunch of like the Grossmans around or
Yeah.
the people that own or run the stand-up lives or all those
Yeah.
things. I always like watching them work.
Yeah.
Watch them kind of float around the room and figure things out. I'm like, you're just judging everyone, aren't you? Like, what's happening here? That's awesome. That's really cool.
He seemed like a really normal guy when I met
Very
him.
nice.
Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the show Sunday? Do you have a feature you're bringing in? Like, how do you work that out in a short amount of time?
Yeah, no, I didn't bring anybody in. I just sort of asked, and they set up that date, and I'm working on a new hour, so like it's all stuff that hasn't been on an album before.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. What a good. He's about to start writing for Sesame Street, like the actual show.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can you
That's
give him some
awesome.
tips on how to productively put things together? Go ahead,
I
Mike.
know how to
Michael, you have a
productively
platform for the
do-
next
wait,
hour. Go
hold
ahead.
on, What?
I'm really worried about it because this thing that we've slowly built up and people
Yeah.
begin to respect it and everything. He's gonna go write some whack episode for Sesame Street and
Why I
trash
gotta
our
be
whole
why?
name.
Why you gotta diss the children, man? Why do you hate kids?
I think
See,
you're gonna
we
do a bad
are
job.
one with children. Why do you hate kids?
I just want to see the count approach you as a writer and be like, this is garbage, man. That's not how I count.
I can't wait to get notes from the count. Really gonna keep that line in there?
And then
Really?
you argue back and he shows his fangs.
Maybe like a Christian Bale moment where he just like starts going off on me. One bad writer. One. That's the only one we've ever had. One.
I would be so hurt.
It would hurt on a different
I would
level.
be like,
wouldn't it?
that hurts on many levels. God, that is good. I did wonder.
You have to sit next to Oscar at lunch.
Big Bird's like, dog. Nah.
Seats taken.
But Oscar would smell pretty bad too, right? He would be at this point.
But that's against,
we're going on 50 years of living
Yeah,
in a trash
that's a
can.
good point.
There you go, buying into stereotypes. People in New York would kill for that space. That Oscar lives in.
Yeah. To be fair. To be fair.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's not bad. Rent. That's not bad at all.
I could get $1,700 a month for this on Craigslist.
People move you around.
That's pretty cool. I did want to know this, like, because on your resume you have like 2018 Comedian of the Year, and I've always wondered that because I feel like comedians obviously love the idea that people are receiving their work and their content at the same time. Is it a curse to have that moniker, that title over your head? Because now everyone's arms crossed and I want to see some comedy of the year. Comedian of the year. I better see some of that content.
No. Fellow comics are very measured and appreciated of what people accomplish, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I don't think anybody know. Like, I appreciate you knowing about it because I put it in my bio. A guy has a podcast. It's called Late Night last week where he watches every episode of everything. So it's kind of like he watched every stand-up.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's like one guy that liked my set, and now it's the lead in my bio. And I'll take it. Yeah, I'll ride that. I've been doing stand-up long enough to where it's like if someone says something nice, that's good. Bring it. Bring all the good things. And if I like it when comedians, it's to the point now where if like someone in the business, like a comedian or someone sitting back and be like criticizing you, well, you know you're doing a little better than them because if you weren't, they'd be too busy to do something.
Oh,
So,
that's a good point. I didn't think about it that way.
Look at him stealing those laughs out there. Where did you come up?
I started out in Chicago.
Oh,
that was
very
my
nice,
scene.
man. Yeah.
I started out in the south suburbs, and then when I was out of school, I would go in the city and do sets. And
Oh,
stuff.
very
Yeah.
nice. So you went to college in Chicago
I
too?
went. I was when I finished school. I was in Cincinnati for college, and then after. School, I was in
very
Chicago.
cool.
Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Man, that's a nice road travel, Cincinnati,
Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. I grew up in a small town in Indiana, so I slowly got bigger. And now I'm in LA,
nice.
so I think I have to move to Hong Kong or something. I don't know what's
That's
bigger
what
than LA.
usually happens, Michael. Yeah, it's interesting too. Within 7 seconds of being in here, I'm like, I love this guy's disposition already. That's your Midwest guy, like, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you smell that on people in LA? Well, anytime we go to LA, two things we notice. We're like, not as diverse as you say you are.
Like, man, we're going to get to some black and brown people at some point, right?
They're like, Tijuana's that way.
Right.
But no, it is fun because all of a sudden, once you start kind of hanging out with a few people, you're like, oh, you're a Chicago guy, or or you're this lady's from somewhere. I do find that interesting. I don't know what's your like home club in LA.
The Comedy Magic in Hermosa.
Oh, no kidding!
Yeah.
That's so great. You see the photo of our boy Ian Bagg. up
Yeah,
on the
no,
wall.
I lived with
Ian's
Ian
there.
Bagg for 3 months.
Shut your mouth.
That had to be
Yeah.
horrible.
It was on a bus.
Are
I slept below him.
You slept with Ian for 3
Yeah,
months.
3 months.
Ian's the most productive autistic person I've ever met in my life. He's unbelievably funny.
That's what they're calling it now, autism?
You know,
That's what they're calling it.
usually I just say he's a huge dickhead. No,
There was a point in the tour where he chucked one of my apples down the hallway.
I believe that.
And I was like, that was a jerk thing to do. He's like, you want me to go buy another apple? I was like, no, just don't throw it. Just don't throw it next time. It's all because everybody ate his pineapple and he got upset.
I didn't know we were
He
going to get
loves
some
pineapple.
hot Ian Bagg
Next time
talk.
he's in here, just have a whole plate of pineapple because it goes from Michael.
Oh my God! I did a podcast with him for a year. We do a live podcast in Phoenix, Arizona at the All Things Comedy Festival,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Trav, man, I know Ian's one of the funniest people on the planet, but would have been cool if you were there for the live podcast. Ian didn't really work well with others. That one. That's so great. And who else does? You have Paul Reiser that does regular spots at Hermosa.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's funny.
that's so great. Like, what a cool club.
Paul likes you to take a little time before he brings you up. Because like when I first started in LA, that I would get hosting spots, and he would come in and I would be hosting, and he'd be like, just ask them how they're doing and whatever. Okay, Paul. I think they're ready for you. Right? You're on TV. You've been on TV for like 50 years or whatever.
That has to be surreal at times whenever
Yeah.
these people that, I know you told us beforehand you're a huge Mad About You fan. And that had
to say, I'm jealous. I want a Paul Reiser story.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, I got to get out to
He
L.A.
was very nice.
What's the Comedy Magic Club, like 200 seats? Like small,
Maybe,
right?
it's around 200, maybe 250.
This is
if
like,
it is.
and it's a chill club,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is like Dream Club. And these
Yeah.
big stars, Seinfeld goes down
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno does he's scheduled every Sunday. He's in town.
Isn't that that's like a dream? You're near a beach.
Yeah.
And you're just making people laugh with stars of the world. That's so
Yeah.
great, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be a good place to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that in the beginning it's like that, and then you realize they feed you, and you're like, oh, that's the good part. it's like the best meal I eat all week. It takes me an hour and a half to get there, but I'm like, dinner is there.
Exactly. So do you live in Los Angeles proper?
Yeah, I moved to North Hollywood last year. So
Is that right?
I'm like in the valley now.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been to El Portal Theater. That's in North Hollywood, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a cool place. Has
It
your significant other made the transition from St. Charles to Los Angeles in a simple way? I mean,
Yeah. She does like improv, so she was taking class at Groundlings and
Oh,
stuff
nice.
for a while.
no
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh, that's really dope.
Yeah,
Man.
so she came out there for that. It's not like I brought her. It was
Right.
more like she was there, and then I was like, well, you're here now.
You're my wife.
What has been some of the, I guess, because I know how competitive it is out there, especially to try to get stage time. What's some of the silliest things you've ever seen someone do in order to just either start to stand out from everyone else or just try to get stage time?
When I used to go to the store, there was a guy that was just, I don't know if this was something he was like consciously doing, or maybe it was like I don't know, he was Jesus every day. Every night, it was just Jesus. He had just looked like Jesus, and you'd see him on the street. So I don't know if he was Jesus, or that was like him being like, listen, I'm not a guy, I'm not a woman, I'm a higher power, so don't light me.
Don't light me.
It's kind of hard to sell. Sorry, Jesus, we ain't got 20 minutes for you tonight, man. Sorry.
So you did a lot of time at the Comedy Store, and then now you just don't. What's
Well,
going
when I started in LA, I would go there on like Sundays and Mondays. They would put up people who weren't like past or whatever.
Right.
And then they changed bookers, and then there was like one time where you just be there until like 2, but you get to go up. And then there was a time where I didn't get to go up. I'm like, I'm not gonna.
What am I doing?
I'm not gonna
here?
hang out here.
Yeah.
So
it's
so
interesting.
backed up.
Yeah, it is too, because you have these places get anointed like this is where you got to be.
Yeah.
And then you don't even think about it like there's 10 other clubs you can work too.
Yeah,
That's really interesting as far as like the culture goes.
And my favorite places are the Comedy Magic, but then also like comedians have their own shows at bars, and like
For sure.
UCB is like there's a really fun podcast at UCB called Put Your Hands Together. That's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, that's so cool. And it has to be nice too, because you always like you'll come off the road, you're touring, headlining comic, you're doing all this big stuff. And then on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, you can go work with people who are on TV, everything else to a full room, that people that appreciate it, right?
For sure. It makes up for the rent price. I was in Indiana visiting one of my friends, and he has 6 acres, and we realized we pay the same amount for like a one bedroom.
My gosh. My younger brother owns a home, and his wife in Riverside.
Yeah.
They moved out there because they lived in Orange County, and it made sense at the time. And they're like, it's kind of meth country, but we're figuring out, oh, don't worry. 60,000 people move in the area in a month, and all of a sudden your house is worth double what it was. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. But that's where you got to be, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
and it feels good. Like if you're failing in LA, you're at least failing in the place where people are not
Right,
failing.
right.
You know?
right?
Like when I'm in like Chicago or hanging out in Indiana or whatever, it's just sort of like, well, you can do shows here, but in LA it does feel a little different. Like you're available to work if they need you.
It absolutely, and then you see that too. Like it's the iron sharpens iron thing, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're out on the road in different cities, do any cities stand out for you? Like, oof, these are killers here. Like I've watched it too, just from our experience. We put on comedy shows, all this stuff, and we work with all these great, super funny people. And St. Louis has a rich comedy history, but I feel like over the last few years, probably because of us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm absolutely kidding. But it's actually like it's grown so much. There's an independent show every single night.
Yeah.
There's 2 strong clubs. You have Chaffetz, which is half a mile from here, having a giant comedy show this Friday.
Yeah.
It's good everywhere for comedy right now, but do you notice when you head to certain cities where you're like, oh, a feature? It's almost like a belt system in jiu-jitsu where you're like, well, that guy's blue belt's a purple belt over here, whatever. Do you notice that with some of the cities you go to? You were like, oh, I better be on my P's and Q's when I come through X city.
It always is impressive to me when I see a comedian who's like featuring or hosting, and they're doing really well. I'm just like, oh wow, I'm so lucky that I've gotten to this point, because there's so many people who are really good in all these different cities. Like I think there is a boom right now maybe it's because of Netflix specials or like all the TV shows about stand-up, but everybody believes they can do it.
Right.
And like however many people really can, and it's everyone's really good.
You're going to get a larger sample size, right? Even if you get a bunch of chumps mixed in there.
Yeah, but by the time you're there on the weekend, they're not there, so you don't.
Very true.
We don't have to deal with them. Like you guys,
dude,
in local scenes.
No, it's interesting too. At what point, and it's funny too, because you'll hear folks like yourself who are accomplished, and you would probably you're working on a new hour right now. That's a super vulnerable position to be in, I'm sure. But was there a point 3 years in where you're like, I should be here, I should be there?
Yeah.
As far as your own career goes, I mean,
yeah, for sure. When I started in Chicago, it was a much smaller scene. There was just one club, and they didn't really look at new people for whatever reason.
It's deceiving because you look very young too. But like, how long have you been in stand-up?
Like 15. It'll be 15 years in end of May.
You could never guess that. Like
Thanks.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah. So there was like one, and so it was like really. I would see the people who are hosting there, and you'd have that thing in your mind where it's like, that guy, whatever. And but then as it goes on, you realize that the longer it takes to get something, the better you are as a stand-up. Right. So like the better it is for your career when you wait a little bit. And I would never pass anything up, but I do think when people get stuff right away, it is sort of like, it's great, but also people get to see them at different levels. Whereas like if you get passed up a bunch of times and then you get it, then it's like, well, now you're ready.
How do you balance that with obviously still doing what you need to do to continue to get on? Like I would imagine that it's easy to say like, oh, I'm going to focus on my stuff, I'm going to continue to do, and my work's going to show for itself. But I would imagine there are times you've probably seen other comedians, other acts who maybe found a way to get a particular spot that you thought, hey, I thought I was ready for that. How do you balance that while still doing what you need to do to improve as a comedian or continue to get better?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always a path if you just sort of like pursue it for a little longer than you feel is like the late night shows that I was talking to somebody about. It does seem like every time I've done a set, it's been about at least 3 years from the first like time I reached out versus like the time that I got it.
Gotcha.
And I think a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't get an email back. Not that you should email every week or whatever, but I think there is a value of like the persistence and also having people like I've had really great people help me out with stuff. So
I was gonna say it's interesting too, because even if you're a huge name, 6 months is probably like the process of when they're putting it out there, and it's something that maybe nobody gives you. There's no degree in comedy to do that. Like that's so interesting. I don't know if you have a publicist or what, but were you personally reaching out to? You didn't go on Conan because you were like DMing Conan's producer.
I definitely emailed Conan's producer.
That's amazing. I love hearing that. That's so
actually,
good. Yeah.
Well, he had like I did a festival.
When you have the chops too, it's nice
That
though,
helps.
because
That
you're like,
helps.
oh, okay.
Once you get your first one, it's a little easier. I feel like to be like for people to take you seriously. My first one was my manager knew the booker and they needed somebody, and then after that it was sort of like I think the bookers like a little more working directly with the comedians, at least from my experience, because I think the managers and agents might try to throw weight around and stuff like that, whereas like they can just give you notes and then you give it back.
Well, take us back to that moment when you first got on.
Yeah.
Then, so was it Conan first?
The first one was I did Jay Leno in like 2011.
So there
Was he an up and who's this?
Yeah, Mr. Leno.
Yes.
I can't. I always
So
forget.
in that moment, because I would imagine, like as a stand-up, you're
Yeah.
like saying, okay, this is what I've been, preparing for. So walk me through how you prepared yourself.
He's
and
literally
just-
going to copy this and steal it.
No,
and
yeah.
try and go
But
on.
I'm curious because I can't imagine getting your shot and then you're in that moment and now you have to be ready. You have to perform because this sets up a good portion. It's going to set up your rest of your career.
I mean, I think I would have done it differently looking back, because I've done it differently since. For that one though, and it was fine. It was good, but I just sort of ran the set a couple times and then did it. And the crowds are really built. They're great. They're ready to go.
Did they carve your setup at all?
So that one, it was funny. I had been working with the guy that booked Letterman for like almost 2 years, almost 3 years. Wow. And Eddie just was like, he was very nice, but he was like, we're going to wait or whatever. And then the offer for Leno came and we just took it. And I sent them one tape and they're like, just drop that last joke and we'll just do that.
That was it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, you hear all this stuff,
fascinating.
like they won't even let somebody come on for maybe interviews are different.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where you hear these things where they're like, more. What's your next one? I'm like, this is all I have. I don't know what you want to do. That you must have really impressed them.
Well, I think it was because Eddie Brill did all the work with me for like 2.5 years, so the set was ready. They were just didn't have a spot. Whereas like Tonight Show, it was right after he took back over for Conan. So I think they wanted to get like new people in
Gotcha.
and make it a new thing.
Conan has become a champion. I say become. He always has been, I'm guessing. But I guess I've noticed it. Maybe I pay more attention because we have these people on also. He's become more of a champion for up-and-coming comics in the last few years. Or I don't know if it's just that's what's happening right now or if he's specifically that's a goal of his. I don't know.
It was interesting when I did his show, he started talking to me immediately about like how the crowd responds to jokes and stand-up and how it is in the clubs. So, and I feel like he wanted to do it for a while, but he just had that tour. And so I think that enables him to sort of bring people with him. And it is interesting seeing someone of that stature in such a field like go out and do stand-up kind of for the first time in his career.
Right.
I mean, he's doing monologues every night, but like to really sort of pursue that side of it. I didn't get the job, but they were hiring a writer, and one of my ideas for a segment was like him taping a special like Ray Romano, where like I don't know if you saw Ray's Netflix, but he's like I'm gonna show up at these clubs and do 15 minutes. Right. And so my idea is like Conan shows up and he just keeps getting bumped by all these guys, and then he's going up at 2 a.m. at the Comedy Store for a special.
I love that idea. Yeah. That's so. Should we pull that on Michael tonight at Southtown Pub?
That's fine.
Hey man, I'm sorry, man. People gotta get their ribs.
Yeah.
I
have a baby. I'd probably be like, I understand. I'll go home.
Oh my god, dude!
This isn't my town.
He just turned 35. I'm 34. I'm like, oh, people are like, hey, I got you a shot. I'm like, I'm good. I'm gonna go to sleep. Yeah. And I don't even have a baby. I'm just like, I'm so tired.
Will the baby make its way into your stand-up at all, or has it already?
Well, like I remember when we first found out, my mom was like, "You do not make any jokes.
This is a child.
You do not make any jokes about the mother." I'm like, "Well, those are already in there. Like that's a lot of work." That's like telling Ford to like pull back their new line of vehicles because they're on
the assembly line.
Yeah.
Roll it out.
Oh my.
There's jokes about being a dad, and I'm sure he'll get in there. I'm usually, if you've seen my stuff, I'm not mean pretty much. Like it's pretty nice, and especially as a baby, like he can't do anything consciously wrong.
Right. Not yet. You're gonna set him up for things. Like, I need this to be real to use this.
Yeah.
Who's your career arc that you would most like to follow outside of
Louis, except the end.
That is the correct answer.
Boy, didn't expect the leadoff home run there.
You already saw it. He was like, he's going to throw that fat fastball right across the plate. Got him!
He just came through here and sold out 4 or 5 shows.
Yeah.
Friends of ours got to open for him. They were super excited about it.
Yeah, Sean.
Louis, yeah, you know Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, Louis, where do you sit on what happened?
What are you
when
asking,
does he get
man?
to work?
What are you asking, man?
You're gonna tell me he's gonna bring up the end. I gotta jump in. I told you I was gonna get your ass.
Yeah, no. The end.
I think it's quite interesting actually because of no convictions, perception. Maybe he was caught up in a wave. What he did was terrible, but it was also a long time ago, and we maybe don't know the whole story. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you personally feel about? I guess his, because I think we've said it on here. He needs to have a road back at some point, right? Do you agree with that? You're not going to send him off to an island for what's been alleged.
It's in the power of the consumer.
Yeah, that's true.
And again, and there are other ways you can take it, but I think, look, he did a couple of spots in other cities. Some people didn't show up.
Yeah.
He did it here in St. Louis. A lot of people showed up. I guess it's just in the power of the consumer. But I don't know. From a comedian standpoint, what seems to be the atmosphere in New York, or what seems to be, I guess, most comedians' positions on how he should go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I was never like friends with him. Like as a comedian, it's like watching one of the greats do stand-up. Like,
that's one thing that I thought was funny, that whenever they put whoever filmed the video of his unfinished
I didn't get to
people
see
are
it.
like, I didn't watch it either, but people are, it's not funny anymore. And I was like, okay, now I'm not listening, because 6 months ago you were saying he's the truth. You know? So you have to admit, like, one of the greatest to ever do the art form. Yeah.
And that, I mean, there's a lot of bad people that do great things. So like, I'm not, I do think as a comedian, seeing everything that happened, and I don't know him as a person, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I do feel like he was held accountable for something that his manager like covered up, and it sounds like his manager was more involved in like being like, if you do anything, your career's done. So that part of it, that fell on him
Right.
doesn't seem like it's his fault. Whereas like
Right.
that management company gets to go on and make billions of dollars and represent these huge acts that haven't dropped them or anything.
Right.
Whereas like Louis, who did this, like obviously bad, the horrible.
Oh,
thing.
we're all like,
Yeah.
let's put that out there. If he does that to somebody we know, we're like, he did what?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's shitty.
And even if it's not who and like I had heard about it before, but people, you hear things and you don't
hear
want. I
things
don't
all
want
the
to
time.
believe
You don't
them.
wanna-
Like,
right.
Yeah, and so it's.
we
like,
live in the city that we have a statue of Chuck Berry, and he's got felonies.
Hey,
like,
man, you kind of.
oh, now,
Roll it
oh,
back, roll it
no,
back.
now,
Roll it
yeah.
back.
Oh,
Roll
I'm
it
sorry.
back.
Not
yeah.
to- Kyle Kinane tweeted, I think after it happened, that Mike Tyson has a cartoon right now. So it's like people forget,
And there's
or
no-
people accept,
People
or
move on,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it is horrible. But I honestly don't know. My girlfriend, who is a woman, so I feel like she has more of a perspective on it. Feels like he, out of all the people that sort of were a part of that Me Too wave, has an opportunity to sort of be more of discuss it rather than just get thrown aside, because it wasn't necessarily like
Right.
the convictions and all that stuff. And also the way he's been honest on stage allows him to sort of approach that, which I always thought when I heard about it, but I didn't know it was real, he should have talked about it before.
Right.
And like at least somehow, as a comedian, you can set things up. You have the power. You can
Right.
really sort of get it out there. So I mean, and sort of take care of it. Like, not that it's even close, but like when Letterman got, he
Boy, he
just went
dodged
on
a
a
bullet.
show and he was just like, this is
Yeah.
what happened. I'm a creep.
But yeah,
I'm not going to give this guy money.
But we were talking about that. We
Yeah.
said the same thing
Yeah.
because I think I felt like
Oh,
Aziz
Letterman-
Ansari took.
oh,
I think he
Aziz,
read the
geez.
room too because I
Yeah.
think he saw Louis go out there first,
Yeah.
and Louis got killed a bit from the
Yeah.
media for not talking about it, as you just
Yeah.
mentioned.
Yeah.
So I feel like Aziz was like, "Oh, if I come out and I." Leave my look. You're a
Yeah.
comedian. You're gonna have to make those observations.
Yeah.
You are a part of the news. You're a
Yeah.
guy that talks about what goes on in the news. So you gotta
Yeah.
gotta weave it sometimes. And what happened with him, what it feels like, is that he got it out there. It's been said. Now
Yeah.
he can go on with doing stand up without having to be asked about that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It is funny because I saw our mutual friend who posted about it, how like he's like, some people are gonna hate me for opening, some people are gonna love this, and I do think it sucks that people who are getting this opportunity to do these great shows
yes.
are gonna be maybe like thrown under the bus for being
Yes,
like, well, I'm
agreed.
doing a set in front of 300 people, like it's not my fault that
Right,
I'm
right.
opening for the. And I wondered like the guys that opened for him in the past, like if I'd opened for Louis and he asked me to open for him again, I don't know if I could say no because of this thing. It's like you gave me
Right.
probably tens of thousands of dollars to work with you for years, and
Yeah.
now like you just want me to do a show. Like it is hard
Yeah.
to understand. Like you said, on the back end of like this is all we're all sort of dealing with.
Right.
I thought the smartest thing I heard was when he first showed up in New York and did a set and it was publicized. One audience member said, "This isn't fair. We're not ready for this," because it is kind of unfair if you don't know he's going to be on stage to be like,
Right.
now I either have to leave and feel weird, or I have to like laugh, or I have to see her uncomfortable. So I think if he's unadvertised, that does seem like a little like
that's
more
fair.
put on than
Right.
anything else.
Well, interesting times, definitely, and I think that's the best way to approach it,
Yeah.
Travis. Helium Comedy Club's hosting Michael this Sunday.
Yeah.
He's named, again, 2018 Stand-Up of the Year by Late Night Last Week Podcast. You got to grab tickets online, Helium Comedy STL is where you find those. And tonight at Southtown Pub, Free Comedy Thursday. It's going to be packed. It was packed last week. Get there early. Doors at 7. We've got Michael plus Tina D-Ball. Lots of great look. We have
I'll be on the show as long as I don't get bumped.
well, wait, here's something. Give me some advice.
Yeah.
So
You can bum me. I
we
was just
produce. No, we're so excited to have you. I'm actually really pumped to see you go up. And I do have a question though. I had a nice woman hit me up from New York. She was coming through,
Yeah.
and she said, "I've got my stand-up act," and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, send me video, please. Let's see
yeah.
what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then she goes, but I also do Melania Trump, and no one's doing it, and I'd like to do a set as Melania Trump. So she sent me that too.
Yeah.
So is this me being a rascal, and is it going to come bite me in the ass? I go, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because I want to see if it's really bad. I kind of want to sit through that 10 minutes of
Yeah.
a bad Melania Trump. But if it's good, it's fun. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Did I screw up? Should I have been a little more stringent with that? It's a bar show with host and features and
Yeah.
folks like you that pass
Yeah.
through. We've had some great people do the show. Did I mess up leaving that door open?
Okay, I'll tell you the story. I don't know how much time.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
We're good,
Okay.
baby.
Cool.
Yeah.
There's a actor. He's on Saturday Night Live now. I can't remember his name. He has blonde hair. He's from Chicago. He's a white man.
Chris Redding.
No, not Chris
Redding.
Redd. Chris Redd is a black man. I feel so bad
He's
because
from
I've
here,
met
yeah.
him. He's very nice. But anyways, at Zany's used to have their new person showcase on
Yeah.
Monday nights, and he went up there and he was just like an improviser comedian in Chicago, and he did his whole set in German. He was just a German comedian. He's not German. He just did it he knew German, did the set in German, and people laugh, but not everybody. But it was like he did this thing in German, and the owner or the booker had been to Germany and loved German, and so he loved it, and it didn't crush. But I think the Melania thing could be one of those German things where it's it'll be fun to see regardless of whether it's.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so he signed off on it. So
Yeah,
if it's
I'm
bad
fine with
tonight,
that.
when you're
You
there,
can put me
Michael
after him.
Palachuk is now.
I'll be after
He's a
Melania.
pretty. You are. That's what I did. I go. She's really bad. We have the strongest guy on the next. Just lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
Again, Michael Palachuk. What do we need to check out?
It's Palisac if you want to say
I've
it.
said it
It's
900
okay.
times.
That's probably how they say it in
Palisac.
the old country.
Gotcha.
You're racist as
That's
hell.
true. That's a good point. So Michael Palisac.
Yeah.
How do we find you? How do we follow you? What do you
Yeah.
want people to check out?
michaelpalisac.com is my website. It's kind of spelled weird. That's why people say it like that.
You're a peach for waiting till the end of the interview to fix that on me.
Yeah, if I didn't realize it, if we weren't doing a show together, I don't know. Anyways, I knew we were going to keep saying it over and over again. So that's the website's the best place. And then Instagram, it's just at Michael Palisac.
Very nice.
People can be my friend on Facebook too if they want. But
Aw.
yeah.
Very cool. Well, check it out. It's
thanks.
Michael Palasack.
Yeah, and everybody in LA come see my shows because that's where everybody listens. And we love Ian Bagg too. He's very nice.
He's something. I'm gonna text him and let him know he's a jerk for throwing your apple. Michael, absolute pleasure. Again, Michael's gonna be with us at Southtown Pub tonight.
Yep.
8 p.m. Free Comedy Thursday. We've got 5 comics. I know it's gonna be packed, so get there early. Gonna have a blast. Michael, hope the time in St. Louis is awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats on the new baby
Congrats
and all the
again.
success,
Yeah,
man.
man.
It's
And
been a real
success in
pleasure.
children,
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely.
I'm going to opening day tomorrow. I'm excited.
Are you really?
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Wait, are you
little darty, little day drinking?
I don't know. I'll see when I wake up. I gotta feed my baby. Before.
yeah.
Silly baby in the way of opening day. Thank you, baby.
Depends on how much karaoke he does after comedy tonight. Yeah, it could get a little weird. So
Stay the
again,
night here. Can I sleep here?
you may. You come see Michael at Southtown Pub tonight. Go see him at Helium Sunday. We're going to take a quick break. We got Lou Ferrigno coming in the next hour. It's Chris Dem and Travis Terrell. It's We Are Live. Quick break. We'll be right back.